game number 2 of 3 this Sunday afternoon on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. And when you're suffering a bad run of form, you don't want a game on the road at the team topping the table. But that's exactly what's happening. The beleaguered Leicester Riders are facing London Lions at the Copper Box. Last season's playoff finalists have met twice already this season, with London inflicting 2 defeats on Leicester in their own building. The Riders are 1 in 5 recently. And Dan Routledge and Ant Rowe, Coach Rob Paternostro needs a win today, doesn't he?
He certainly does, Jeanette, but as you rightly point out, this is probably not the best place to come when you need a win. London Lions taking on the Leicester Riders here, Anton. London not showing any mercy. They've got a pretty strong lineup out there.
I think so. This rivalry is still quite new in terms of modern day history, so the London Lions will want to get another opportunity to beat this Leicester Riders team a third time. But Leicester Riders, of course, they're in desperate need of a win here now. Tough order today though, Dan.
Let's have a look at the starting fives. First up, the London Lions, and they go with what we've seen in recent weeks. Ola Shenny has caused Leicester all sorts of problems. Conor Morgan was excellent the last 2 times these 2 teams met. At the other end of the floor, Leicester have made an addition this weekend, but Teddy Allen is not registered to play, so he is not out there. This is the starting 5 that we have seen from Leicester since they started making all their changes. Well, one guy who delivers every week always fills up the score sheet, Matt Morgan.
Well, he's been Mr. Consistent, and now he's doing it on British shores. 19.9 points per game earns him the highest scorer of the league this year. Everywhere he's went, he scored the ball. Now, in terms of being in form, he got 27 big points against that last win against Plymouth.
And at the other end of the floor, speaking of a guy who played well last weekend, TJ Lull.
TJ Lull, again, a guy high from his university success. He's a guy that's been injured this year, hasn't really been able to find any consistent form. 8.6 points per game. However, 24 big points against that loss against Cheshire. Look for him to carry on his good form.
Tip-off not far away here at the Copper Box. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the Copper Box. Well, Rob Paternostro has beaten London 47 times, but he's lost the last 8 meetings against the Lions. This is Leicester's worst ever streak against the Lions in history, and they'll be hoping to end it here today. It's Kimball McKenzie, the Leicester captain, who has the ball in his hands. He needs a little help, and he finds it from Holmes. Here's Lowell. Leicester a long way from the basket at the minute. Now Law getting into the key. Has to fire up the fall away, and an easy rebound for Conor Morgan.
Well, it's a patient offense to start the game from the Leicester Riders, but a really difficult shot that the fadeaway contested. You're going to have to be on your A game to make those ones.
Oh, nice attack, and they were much easier at this end of the floor. Phillip getting to the basket.
It was, and interior defense has been a concern for the Leicester Riders the whole season, and that way, you see that play there. Tariq Phillip just crafting his way all the way to the rim.
And he gets his hand on a pass as well. Out of bounds for a Leicester ball.
Be really important for Leicester Riders here to settle into this game sooner rather than later, and that may seem like an obvious statement, but remember, this is a team that are 1 and 6.
That's not how you do it, is it? Well, Morgan slowed it down. Thomas got a block, but Connor Morgan does eventually get his points.
No, and the concerning thing there as well, Myron Thomas does a good job of deflecting the ball, but there's no other white jerseys around, so Connor Morgan just catches the ball there and puts it back.
Well, again, McKenzie gets the ball in an awkward spot. Here's Thomas, steps into a three, off the mark.
And that's what Riders are going to have to do today, is make threes. They're a team that, along with the London Lions, have the best shooting percentage in the league.
Well, they're going to have to stop London getting to the basket. It's a little too easy, the first 6 points.
All 3 baskets that London have scored have been way too easy, and this causes Rob Paternoster to call an early timeout.
Well, Rob Paternoster is not a guy who uses his timeouts all the time. There was one stage a couple of years ago where he went over a month without calling a timeout, but he's called one 90 seconds into this game, and the point he'll be making is it's too easy at one end of the floor and too difficult at the other. We need to start playing here, guys.
No, and I think as a former player as well, if I go into a game where I'm the underdog, I know the chance I've got to win that basketball game, I have to outwork the opponent. I'm an underdog for a reason, right? It means that our talent level is less than my opponents. I have to compensate that in other ways. Work ethic, they're not outworking the London Lions currently.
So it's a weird spot for the other coach in a situation like this. What do you go through 90 seconds in? But it's just that one's to the rim. This one to the rim. The other score was in transition off a steal to the rim. Every team is going to shoot 60, 70, 80% if you give them everything at the basket.
If they're this talented,
yeah.
More so than I'm thinking the 70s, 80%, because, you know, again, it's way too easy, very little resistance. You have to make things as difficult as possible for this London Lions team because they are the most gifted offensive team in the league this year.
Rob Paternoster talking to his assistant coach, Pablo Vasquez there. Lions coming out with a bit of full court pressure. Back to McKenzie. A little more movement on the offense, and they get it inside to Walker, but the help defense from Matt Morgan knocks it out of bounds.
Excellent help defense from Matt Morgan, and that's the guy averaging 20 points per game this year. Look at this. Great reaction from him. Swipe down. Fortunately not to be called the foul because we often see those being called at a foul, but he was there.
McKenzie under pressure knocks down the shot. He is fouled as well and will go to the line for a bonus.
And he's a key figure here. I think notably for Rob Paternoster because he's a guy, he's battle tested, he's been through him. This is his 3rd season back with the Leicester Riders, so he's a guy who knows how to win among a team of new individuals. And the team captain's gonna have to lead from the front here.
And he makes the free throw as well. So Leicester on the board, 2 minutes in. A bit more resistance there from the Leicester Riders interiorly.
Well, and it results in a turnover. You know, all you've got to do is pick up the intensity. Those denials there, as you saw, that meaning that they didn't let the post entry happen. They didn't pass the ball. It wasn't an easy pass inside to Gabe Olaseni there. There's some resistance there from the Riders, and it paid off.
And here's Thomas looking for room on the baseline, gets into the key. Shot is off the mark. Walker is there to clean it up for 2.
Great work there from Mo Walker. We saw him play some tough defense at the other end of the floor. This time he's active on the glass. Easy putback for him.
Morgan. Back to Quealy. Morgan round the screen. Dumping it inside. Big slap down. No call, and that came off Olesheni on the way out.
Well, Alan Shelley thought a whistle was going to come, and it never did. So what essentially happened is a good pass inside there from Matt Morgan. And
Probably should have come looking at it from that angle.
Not too dissimilar, though, from the swipe down that Mo Walker
True,
received previously. So referees letting both teams play at this moment in time.
Just a little too much zip on that pass for Mo Walker to get his hands on.
Well, you see there a tap of the chest from Mo Walker. It was a difficult pass down, but it's one as a big guy you feel like you could catch, or at least bring in. Reactions a tad off there from Mo Walker, but he's had a really positive start to this game. Be interesting to see how many minutes he plays today as well. Typically a guy that plays 20 minutes a game, but they're going to need him so much more now with the absence of Braylon Bridges as he's no longer with the team.
Well, basket will count there as Phillip drives to the hole. Fouled on the way there, so a chance for a bonus free throw.
Oh, you've got to make a decision there, foul or don't foul. Don't be in no man's land, as you see. Oh, goodness, it was a little push-off there from Tariq Phillips too. Certainly contact, but a flailing arm there from Phillips.
Well, his free throw's a little short, but it has enough to get over the front of the iron and in. London 9, Leicester 5. Played just over 3 minutes here at the Copper Box Arena. Thomas back up to Holmes. He's going to fire up the three. Back iron. Lowell does well to tip it out to Thomas, who lets it fly, and he strings the triple.
Excellent activity there from TJ Lull. If you looked inside, there was a mismatch. Quealy, was guarding Mo Walker, giving up a significant amount of size, but the Riders got something else out of it. Contested three, and then offensive rebound gives them an easier three for Thomas.
Olaseni on the roll, kicks it out to the corner. Little head fake, gets the man up in the air. Olaseni's going to get the offensive rebound here, but it's stolen away by Lowell. Morgan chasing him back. Morgan does a good job to make that a difficult shot, and it's saved. Great effort from the Lions.
Excellent defensive play there from Matt Morgan.
And that's an offensive foul. McKenzie getting his body in the way. Morgan called for it.
Oh, two very intelligent basketball players. Here's the play before. Matt Morgan does a great job of contesting. Doesn't foul, but makes things very difficult for Lull. And then excellent job there from Kimball McKenzie. Very few individuals in the league are intelligent and quick enough to stay in front of Matt Morgan, who's leading the league in scoring.
Lowell gets it back from Thomas. Now McKenzie. Lowell looking for options late in the shot clock here to the turnaround, and he knocks that down.
Wow, it's another tough one down, but this time he knocks it down. First play of the game, he elected to choose the fadeaway. Doesn't convert, but that time he does.
Quealy sneaking behind his man, but no shot there. Kicks it out to Connor Morgan, who lit Leicester up from the three-point line in the previous meeting, and he knocks down his first one here today.
Well, he lights everyone up. Connor Morgan, 46% three-point percentage this year. Cannot leave him open for a second.
Lowell goes past him, and Olaseni with the help commits the foul. TJ Lowell at the line.
Good start from TJ Lull. Pre-game, we talked you through his start-stop season so far. He's been really unfortunate with injuries, but that has coincided with Riders' inconsistencies.
Well, tight one here at the Copper Box. Timeout called. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Copper Box. This was Conor Morgan's 10th three-pointer against Leicester this season. He is 10 for 16 against the Riders. That is getting it done from the three-point line, Anne.
Goodness me, remarkable stat there. And yeah, he's a guy that would give you nightmares if you're a Leicester Riders supporter watching this, knowing that the pain he's inflicted on you previously. But what a ultimate professional. That's what he's been brought in to do, is the guy that comes off the bench or starts and has been unfazed by any occasion so far this year, both domestically and in Europe.
Scores level. Here he is again, looking for number 11 and finding it.
Goodness me. The only way you can stop that is if you don't let him catch the ball, and Leicester Riders are going to have to adjust here. There's going to have to be aggressive denial, or as soon as he catches it, be all over him.
Here's Thomas. And he throws that one in. It was almost like he had nowhere to go, but he found 2 points out of it.
Yeah, good start from Myron Thomas as well. That's 5 points personal for him.
It's good ball movement. Matt Morgan now for 3, and he strings it.
Oh, you're right, Dan. That's why they lead the league in assists per game this year as well. You see the London Lions sharing the basketball, then it winds up in the hands of the most prolific scorer in the league this year. Matt Morgan knocks it down.
Oh, London in their rhythm from three-point line in the early stages of this one. Holmes hands it off to Thomas. Thomas getting into the key, but runs out of time. 24-second shot clock violation before he got it away.
Yeah, good defensive stance there from London Lions. You just see the rotations are there. Had Gabe Olasheni not stepped over there, Thomas would have had a layup, but he's there, and he causes the 24-second shot clock violation.
Well, Luke Nelson, who suffered a bit of an injury a couple of games ago, sat out last contest, is back today and into the lineup.
I thought it was a massive loss to the London Lions too. He was the bright spark in the day when they played Caledonia, and when he left the game, it certainly negatively impacted London Lions.
Morgan knocks it out. It felt like they might win the game from where they were with him on the court, but that injury missed the last, I think it was about 15 minutes of the game, and Caledonia rather ran away with it. Well, miscommunication there between Lowell and Adowu. An inquest as to whose fault it was. My sense it was the receiver rather than the passer there.
Speaking like a true guard now.
Well, no, it's just the way, even Connor Washington's reaction, who wasn't passing the ball.
Second substitution for the Leicester Riders, checking in is number 24, Russell.
Substitutions both ways. Russell coming in for Holmes, the latest one. Composer who's just come in for the Lions will play point guard here. Here's Decker. Trying to force that one over Adowu, who's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Wow, good signs as well for Sam Decker to be able to start making a consistent string of games together. Of course, he's had been really difficult for him to remain healthy after his surgery in the off-season. We haven't seen as much action from him in the British Basketball League, and we all know what he can do, as he's the reigning MVP.
Yeah, he's just not really had a flow of games, has he? He's come back, he's looked okay at times, and then something else has happened and he's missed a couple of games, and then he's come back again. He's just not really got a real run at it yet this season.
No, he hasn't, and sometimes it just takes time. I'm no stranger to coming back from surgeries and injuries, and sometimes your body just doesn't function in the way you want it. It's pain management as well. Of course, whenever you go under the knife, your body's changed, and pain can be really difficult when you do get back to playing basketball.
Well, Adowu, I think, has been called for a foul there. I'm not sure. You can see Rob Paternostro thinks it looked like Adowu knocked the ball away there. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, good Good hands there from Adoun. We've seen quite a few aggressive slapdowns already in today's game, so that one certainly looks harsh compared to some of the previous incidents.
Here's Nelson. Into Sharma, top of the key, back of the iron. 3 Leicester players going for it. Dowu eventually with the rebound. Here's Bowman, another one who's been out injured recently. Kaboza trying to fight over the screen, commits the foul.
Yeah, it's a little too aggressive there for Bradley Kaboza. He fought over the screen. You see him reach in as well. Gets over here and all arms and legs in there.
Mo Walker checks back into the game for Adowu. That was his second foul. Adowu, that previous one.
Oh, that's a position that Riders are really thin at the moment. That centre position.
They're thin in most positions at the minute. The roster's a little under strength. There's Sharma trying to force it home. Second attempt doesn't go. He'll have a third go at it, and eventually he gets his points.
And that's where it hurts you the most when you play a team like London Lions, where they've got athletic, active 7-footers.
Washington kicks out to Lowell. Well, that one ricochets along. Decker throws it forward. Lowell bats it back, but he bats it straight to Kaboza, who misses the layup.
Goodness me. Well, you won't get too many easier ones than that.
Not 100% sure what Lowell was doing there in the back in the first place. Here's Washington. He hit plenty of threes last time out, and they gave him an open one there. You'd have thought they'd learnt their lesson as well.
Again, another guy who's been superb. 50% from the three-point line this year, Connor Washington.
Lobbed up to Sharma, who jams it in.
Wow, and that's the luxury you have when you have a Josh Sharma. Just throw the ball up there, and he'll do the rest. Good recognition there from Sam Decker.
Defense a cry for the home fans. Their team lead by 12. Lowell penetrates. It needs to go up here. Russell fires up the 3 and knocks it down.
Big shot and a good one for the latest signing. Well, second latest signing, excuse me. Now that Teddy Allen is here, unable to play today.
He has arrived in the country yesterday, but his paperwork hasn't been cleared yet. As Sharma drives through and will go to the line. I mean, looking at Teddy Allen's resume, he looks like the sort of boost that the Leicester Riders could use. He was the MVP in the Canadian Basketball League last year. We know so many of the British Basketball League players have played in that competition in the summer. So, you know, if he could transition over with the 26 points, 27 points a game that he was averaging there, Leicester will be more than happy.
I think so, because, you know, Leicester Riders haven't struggled in that regard this year. You know, when they had their roster that they had at the start of the season, you know, this is a Leicester Riders team that averaged 90.3 points per game. But what essentially happens is when you take away Pinson from the equation, is, you know, as well as the Bridges and the players that they've lost, you know, that's a good 28 points per game there. So you've got to find a replacement.
Lowell from the half falls short. London 28, Leicester 17. We'll be back after this.
been super.
Welcome back to the Copper Box, where London have found points easy to come by. Sharma with the big jam on the alley-oop. But 28 points in that first quarter. London looking very efficient offensively.
Yeah, and it started off a little bit too easy for them. It caused Rob Patnosher to call a quick timeout. Things were a little bit more difficult for a period of time there, but London Lions again found their stride. They've got good contributions from players off the bench there, and so we saw Sharma, some high percentage dunks inside.
Off the mark for three is Decker. That's the first missed three of the game for the London Lions. Washington. His pass just about reaches Holmes. And that one doesn't get to Bowman in the corner. Nelson comes away with it.
Good active hands from London there, and
corner three is short from Kaboza. Here's Decker spinning. And Bowman, I thought his feet were good there, but the big slap down is the problem, isn't it?
yeah, that's exactly right, Dan. We've seen Sam Decker look hard drive left, and he spins back into the middle, and you're right, Blake Bowman was there. But that slap down, very obvious.
Gives the referee something to see there. The way he jumped his feet across, it was going to be a difficult shot for Decker. Well, they've not given him shots, so he obviously not deemed to be in his shooting motion. He's in an awkward spot. He gets out of it and finds Sharma, who nearly gets the friendly roll. Bowman going it alone. That's a goaltend. Ball had hit the backboard before Sharma had blocked it, so that basket will count.
Blake Bowman's done really well there. He's went straight at the shot blocker, Josh Sharma, who leads the league in shot blocks per game. Right at him there, no fear. And as you say, Dan, the ball hits the backboard first. So deemed a goaltend if touched afterwards.
Russell called for the foul. Well, he's not short on athleticism himself, Bowman, to be fair.
Yeah, and they missed him. He's been out injured for several weeks, and he's had a really positive start to the season this year.
Here's Kaboza getting in deep, trying the reverse layup and squeezing it in.
He's done really well there, and he's caught Connor Washington by surprise there. He wasn't quite set up defensively, and Bradley Kaboza just attacked.
Russell, step away for three. Back iron. And three lines fighting for it, and it's Quealy who comes away with it. And he keeps going all the way. And he scores, Kareem Quealy.
That is tough. He's a bigger guard, so he's always going to have the advantage of size, strength, and athleticism there. And that time takes contact and finishes.
Washington to Walker on the roll. Nice pass, Bowman. Oh, he's blocked this time by Sharma.
Josh Sharma this time protects the rim and prevents the easy dunk.
Sharma hands off to Nelson, gets it back. Stolen away by Russell. He's out in front. Quealy chasing him down, and Quealy will block him, but Holmes misses the layup, and there's a foul, though, on the second one. I think Sandy got him. Great initial chase down block.
Blocks all over the place, both ends of the floor, and that's an incredible play there from Quealy. Look at this, Paul inside to the big man, good share. Look at this, Blake Bowman thinks he's got a easy dunk, and this is the block by Quealy, chases him down. As you see there, before it hits the backboard, so not a goaltend, and Quealy times that one perfectly.
Again, I think Russell didn't quite get as high as Bowman did, so therefore didn't get it to the backboard as quickly. First one is good for Holmes.
That's a good sign. Jaron Holmes, leading the Riders in scoring this year, 14 points per game. Yet to score today, that was his first points.
Makes them both.
Perhaps seeing the ball go through the hoop from the free throw line can ignite Jaron Holmes. Riders will need everyone to contribute today if they're able to compete with this London Lions team.
Sandy back out to Quealy. Illegal screen called against Olasheni.
Yeah, that's one of those ones too where Olasheni didn't have a lot of time to stop and set the screen. I'm blaming the guard on that one.
Yeah, I am as well, actually. I'm on your team on that one. Here's Mackenzie to the elbow. Not quite. That's an automatic shot usually for Kimball Mackenzie. Olasheni with Walker on his back, trying to force it home, and the foul goes against the Leicester man. So Olasheni will go to the free throw line.
It's been such a difficult cover this year. To be fair, both in the British Basketball League and in Europe, Gabe Olasheni's been that impactful force down low, the player that they can feed the ball to in the block and him get an efficient option for them.
Well, it's not often you see a centre amongst the leading free throw shooters in the league, but he is ranked 5th in the league coming in, and he's got massive volume. It's not like he's not taken very many. He's taken 76 coming into this game.
Yeah, very impressive. Team GB leader, now playing his professional basketball in his home country.
Holmes stepping through, too strong on the layup. Here's Olasheni playing point guard, running the floor. Back in his more customary spot down on the low block and to the hook, but that is short. Mackenzie. Walker was open for a second and he knocks down the mid-range. Nice shot.
Very good shot and good decision as well. Instead of having to wrestle and bang with Olasheni down low, he just elects to shoot that little short corner jump shot.
Morgan, top of the key three, off the mark. Holmes just hasn't got that shooting touch yet today.
No, he hasn't, and the quicker he finds it, the better for Leicester Riders. And as you see, Quealy this time attacking the rim, which he's done all game this time. Kimball Mackenzie giving up his body. This won't be the first time he's done that. He's got one against Matt Morgan, now against Quealy. Those countless turnovers for the London Lions. Good plays there from Kimball Mackenzie.
Well, we don't keep fouls, charges drawn, but I suspect he'd be fairly high up in the category if there was such a thing.
I agree with that statement. He is excellent. He's been excellent at that every single season he's played for Rob Paternostro.
Knocked away by Quealy. It'll be a Leicester ball. And the referee's just having a conversation at midcourt. Not sure what the discussion is about. Is it that is it that Leicester didn't get the ball into the front court and therefore it's an 8-second violation? He's just signalled a shot clock violation, but how can it be a shot clock violation when there's 14 still on the clock? I don't understand that. They're going to have another conversation. He's signalled a shot clock violation, which doesn't make any sense. If it's an 8-second violation, he's saying they didn't get it across mid-court and therefore it's an 8-second violation. And the referee's got that wrong and he's realised he's got it wrong, so they've corrected it. It'll be a Leicester ball.
Wow, good communication among the three. And results in the right result. That's all we ever really want, is the right result at the end.
Well, you'd rather they get it right first time, but yeah.
We don't live in a perfect world,
we don't. Here's Walker to the running hook, and Leicester don't get any points out of it anyway. There's a right battle going on underneath, and the foul is going to go against Kareem Queeley, Jangoli fighting for position.
First personal, fourth team.
It's into Morgan, Connor Morgan. He's got a size mismatch here against Mackenzie, but he loses the ball trying to take advantage of it. Here's Holmes, and he got his arms caught, so he'll shoot two again.
Yeah, it's an odd turnover there from Conor Morgan. He sort of used his strength there. But what that essentially did is it knocked the ball out of his hands. He's trying to pass it away. Look at this, wow.
Yeah, sometimes those bigger guys, their eyes light up against the little dude in front of them and just do something slightly out of the ordinary, which he did there. Timeout called in the game. 5:19 to go in the first half. London leading here by 11, looking relatively comfortable, but not able to get away in a way that it's felt like their comfort should have implied.
No, and I think if you're the Leicester Riders, you know, you just want to stay within striking distance. You know, you're the away team, you're the underdog, you know, you just want to put yourself in a position to make a run in the fourth quarter, and so far they're there. They are in danger though. All it takes is for one run here from the London Lions, and you know, this game opens up to a 15-20 point deficit. But Leicester Riders doing enough to stay around, but they've mitigated the London Lions offense. So London Lions scored 28 points in the first quarter, and you remember how easy those first 6 points were. London Lions currently stuck on 6 points for the quarter, so they've certainly improved areas there on the defensive end.
If it's a zone, I wanna you're gonna be here, Joshua, you play here.
He's gone through his options there in case of Leicester come out in a man defence or a zone defence. There has been one result in the British Basketball League, just finished up in Sheffield. It's the Sharks 85, Cheshire Phoenix 104. Cheshire jumped out to a 28-point lead early in that one, but Sheffield got it all the way back to 7 with 5 to play. But Cheshire continue to motor. They're the second closest team to London in the standings right now.
They are. That takes them to 12-5, and that's a big scalp today, going down to Sheffield and winning there.
Well, perhaps the more impressive thing is going to Sheffield and putting 100 on the board, because they're a good defensive team. You don't often score 100 away at Sheffield.
No, Sheffield have been the more robust of teams this year in terms of points allowed per game. But Cheshire did not follow the script. Went down there and scored 104.
Well, Cheshire have been following their own script all season long. Of course, the player and coach of the month again. It's been a very successful opening few months for the Phoenix. Here's Morgan off the mark. Rebound by Mackenzie. Leicester trying to get this one back to single figures. Bowman kicks out to Holmes for 3. He still can't see the ball go through the net other than from the free throw line.
No, it's a good fast break as well. And those are the ones you'd need to drop if you're the Riders. And Jaron Holmes has been doing that for most part of the season.
Nice pass and an easy score inside for Ginobili.
Yeah, Ginobbili's done well there. Not to travel as well, because when the player comes over, sometimes your feet have a little shuffle, but he's done well to remain balanced and finish the play.
So his second score in his British Basketball League career. We're going to have a timeout on the floor, so we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Copper Box. Rob Paternostro and his Leicester Riders in town, trailing the London Lions here with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first half. A chance for Thomas to chip a couple of points out of this 12-point deficit.
He's had a bright start to this game, as well as Thomas. Now he's 6th point. He's been quite active and positive on the offensive end.
And he makes both of those. There's Leicester hanging about, but the question is whether they've got enough offense here. 26 points in 15 minutes. You're going to struggle to win here with that sort of average. That will be a London ball.
Wow.
Kimball Mackenzie's like, well, if he's diving for the loose ball, how is that their ball? Let's have another look at it.
Pass inside and... Oh, no, yeah, good call.
Yeah.
It was off. Kimball Mackenzie bounced off. Out of bounds.
Here's Nelson for 3 off the mark. Rebound pulled in by Thomas. Thomas under pressure. He was looking through his reads there. That was the last option he wanted, but it's the one he had to take. Morgan going quick, and Morgan off the glass, but he is fouled, so he'll shoot 2.
Matt Morgan is so good at that. Just that change of pace. It's like he goes from 2nd gear to 5 in a blink of an eye.
Well, he could see the gap was there, and he went to fill it. He's got a chance to get his 2 from the free throw line here.
Well, the Ivy League standout went to Cornell University. So along with his athletic endeavors, he's academically gifted. And wherever he's went, he scored the basketball. 22 points per game his junior and senior year at Cornell. And he plays in the G League, the league below the NBA, for a few years, and then takes his services to Turkey, where again he averages over 20 points per game in the 2nd division then. And then in one of the best leagues in the world, in Pro A in France, averages 21 points per game, and now he's doing it here. Consistent score, and I think someone who you'd... Guaranteed bucket is what he's described as.
Yeah, and there's Thomas getting a bucket for Leicester.
Well, Thomas has had a really good first half to date. 9 points personal now for Myron Thomas.
Here's Morgan again, seeing the line. Oh, he's blocked by Thomas. Huge block.
Wow, he met him at the rim. Perfect timing. Can Riders capitalize on this?
Holmes for 3, front iron. Will Bowman save it? Not quite. He just got his toe on the line.
Leicester Riders, I feel like they're one shot away down from making a play here, or making a run, excuse me. Look at this. Met him at the rim. Perfect block from Thomas. Wow. But they just can't capitalize on the other end of the floor. Jaron Holmes continues to struggle shooting the basketball.
Well, Sharma slightly awkwardly gets to the rim. Saved well by Nelson. Sharma gets him in the air and the two-handed throwdown.
Why doesn't he just do that first time? It's a lot easier when you're 7 foot just to dunk the basketball. But you just see the size and the athleticism. It's just not matched by this Riders team right now.
But again, as you say, if Holmes hits that 3, it's a 7-point game. Leicester have got a bit of momentum after 2 big plays. Bowman for 3 back iron, but as it is, London get a couple of stops and a chance to get it out to 14. Here's Morgan again, and this time he takes the foul and he will shoot 2. And he's another guy, gets to the free throw line an awful lot. He's a really good free throw shooter, but it's that change of pace that you were talking about a moment ago. It's so hard to stay in front of him.
He's excellent at that. And he's really hard just to, because he's not he's not one of these guards too that's bigger than the rest of the guards or more athletic. He's quick, but he doesn't have I would say a genetic advantage over the guards he plays at. But it's his smarts, his quickness, and it's just a knack for playing the game. He's got a natural ability to score the basketball.
Well, he's got to the free throw line more than anybody else on his team this year. And he adds to his personal tally. Bowman sits down. Adowu checks in. Leicester need a little run here. They need a good last couple of minutes of this first half to send themselves into the locker room, not in too big a hole. McKenzie with the mid-range knocks it down. 2 much-needed points for Leicester.
Yeah, good shot from Cameron McKenzie. We see that time and time again. He comes off that screen. He likes to get in that pocket that in between the screen defender and his defender.
Morgan for 3. Not this time. You're almost surprised when they don't go in from Conor Morgan.
Well, that's his first miss of today. He's been excellent.
Nelson committing the foul at mid-court. That will send Thomas to the free throw line for 2. He's got a chance to get himself into double figures here. Don't forget, if you're watching on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, let us know what you think, who you think's going to win this game. Will London carry on, or can Leicester mount a comeback? You can scan the QR code and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the action, not only the live games, but the highlights and inside the paint as well. And give us a like while you're there. It's always nice. We always appreciate the feedback. Thomas can't convert from the free throw line. Leicester had been... Oh, it's almost stolen away. Morgan's pass is a little behind Decker, who can't keep it in play, and Leicester will get it back.
Yeah, just the activity there from the Leicester Riders. Go 0 for 2 for the free throw line, which isn't the outcome you want, but good activity there from Russell, which then forces London to try and take advantage of the number game, but Riders get them to commit a turnover.
Holmes floats it up. It's back down to 10.
Good mental toughness there from Jaron Holmes. It's difficult when you're a player used to scoring the basketball and you're going for a bit of a difficult spell, but he stays with it there and gets a nice floater to go.
Well, he had been 0 for 6 from the floor before that one, so he'll be delighted to see that go in. Russell pointing to the floor just to let the referee know, I fouled him on the floor, ref. Doesn't matter as they're over the limit. It'll be 2 free throws either way.
Wow, good effort for trying.
Well, yeah, you got
it. Conor Morgan will get some easy opportunities here. 9 points personal now for him.
I think Leicester will go, well, you can't rotate him when we play. Why every time we play, he's out there knocking down shots?
Well, that's the thing this year. You've got to get fortunate and lucky as well with whatever schedule London Lions have got. Do they have a heavy European schedule? You know, how are the players health-wise? What are the lineups going to be? Because some teams are playing completely different lineups from other teams.
I think Leicester have seen the best of them every time, no doubt about that. Here's Decker. Kicks it out to Nelson. Sharma trying to muscle his way to the basket, loses the ball, but fortunately for him it goes off Adowu's foot and out of bounds.
Good defense from Adowu. I think that's what you'd want to do there. You're giving up about 3 or 4 inches in size there. Samuel Adowu's about 6'8". Josh Sharma just under 7 foot.
Morgan trying to feed it. Oh, he does get it to Sharma, who blows the layup. Well, Sharma has missed a few close range ones today.
He has, and you don't know how his health is as well. He did hobble off the game last game.
Rolled his ankle right near the end of the game on Friday night. Must confess, I wasn't sure we'd see him today. Here's Thomas. Good hands from Morgan to strip it away. Is there time here? Decker from 3/4 court is off the mark, and that will do it for the first quarter here at the Copper Box. The London Lions, applauded by their coach as they head off to the locker rooms. They lead by 12. We'll look back over all the action in the first half right after this break. Well, welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League here on YouTube. London Lions beating the Leicester Riders, even they haven't quite got as far as defeating them yet at half-time. Looked relatively comfortable without being able to get away here, London.
Yeah, I think so. Leicester Riders were always that one big shot away from making a run of their own, and London Lions look pretty comfortable. Whenever Leicester Riders do make a little push here, London responds.
Let's have a look at the numbers in the first half. And the one that leaps off the page to me, Leicester, who lead the league in three-point shooting, 2 of 12 from behind the arc.
Yeah, and that's the difference at the moment, Dan. You know, Leicester Riders, if they convert some of those, this game is completely different. And they've been getting good looks as well. These haven't been terrible looks. Your Jaron Holmes, they would want those back to be able to convert. Battle of the boards as well. London Lions really are controlling that at the moment. Not much by way of second chance opportunities for this Leicester Riders off those long range threes, missed threes.
And London getting to the free throw line 13 times and making all 13 of them as well. Let's have a look back at the story of the first half, and really the story, the first couple of minutes, how easy it was for London. They built that early lead, and Leicester haven't really made any inroads into it.
Yeah, disappointing start. I think from a mentality perspective, it was sort of a already beaten mentality, wasn't it, early on, but that timeout really did spark the Leicester Riders. And they fought hard and they played hard, but they're going to have to do more than just play hard against this London Lions team. And credit to London Lions, who've remained focused, they've remained professional, and this guy, Conor Morgan, did a lot of the damage from beyond the perimeter.
And from a Leicester point of view, the reality is that you're not going to win here by scoring 64 points, which they're on pace for. Defensively, 44 isn't the end of the world giving up in a half, but they've got to find somewhere putting the ball in the basket.
Agreed, and they did a really good job in the second quarter of slowing this London team down. Remember, they scored 28 points in the first quarter, just 16 points for the London Lions in the second quarter, so Riders did a good job, but the problem was Riders couldn't score the ball. It was resistance like this, made things very, very difficult for the Leicester Riders to get any easy baskets because the interior protection was excellent from the London Lions.
Well, Rob Paternostro and his team with plenty of work still here to do at halftime. Well, this is the second game of the weekend for the London Lions. We'll have highlights of their game against Plymouth in a few moments' time, but first, followed by Manchester against Surrey.
Well, left uncontested, takes a three-pointer, can't get the follow-up. Well, double-decker going through the streets of London.
Kieran Sandy, 30% three-point shooter, no hesitation, having a really nice start to the game.
Well, LVC fires up a three-point again. Good to see him getting into an early rhythm, and this is what the Patriots need here tonight. But how many times, Graham, have we seen this? Plymouth do something right. Lions are one of those teams. You make mistakes, they'll make you pay. Well, tries another down dunk, goes in, reverse slam. Are you kidding me? Well, spinning around, avoiding the block and finishing under pressure. And that's what they need from Jacob Wiley. Dangakoto trying to use one ball screen. Goes down to Spencer Levi. Pump face goes up. And the big man just getting some good looks inside the paint. Need to make sure they switch at the right time. It's now Decker looking to attack. Decker goes in, finishes, no problem. Under intense pressure. Morgan penetrates, goes all the way. Too easy, exploiting the Patriots' help side defense. Well, crossover by LVC, steps through, takes a circus shot again. That's got to be top 10 play of the week.
Wow.
LVC has left the building. This one Plymouth need to be quick, finds a big man, goes up, finishes. Goes in the corner, Sandy pump fakes, goes all the way. Again, makes a layup. There's the alley-oop. Oh my goodness! London Bridge is falling down. Avoiding it now, look out below, the double decker goes in. Throws it down, maybe a bit of cherry picking, but hey. Well, there you can see Paul James, his night is over. Again, he is infuriated. Second technical. Finds Grin in the corner, made his last three, goes for another one. Oh my goodness! Wiley goes baseline, goes up. Strong move by Jacob Wiley. Decker twisting, turning, goes up. Well, going to the corner, Morgan misses last one, but again, no problem with this. Now with good defense, comes up with it. He's going to have to finish this one. Goes up, throws it down.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, Basel fans, we thank you for joining us here at the Cup Box. But at the end of this one, London Lions, they'll leave with a victory against the Plymouth City Patriots. They had to work for it, but my word, did they get there in the end?
And thrown out in front. Here's Paddy at Wang with the flush.
Sorry, Scorchers get an easy dunk breakaway there.
William Lee early in the shot clock, but he knocks down the three. Fakes the three. Robinson. Well, they got away with the first one. He's not going to miss the second. Shot clock getting low here. Harris has to work. He fires up a three, and that goes in all string. Oh, nice pass, and it's jammed in by William Lee. Super assist from Evan Walsh. Here's Walsh, penetrates, fouls, throws it up. Oh, it will count. I think it's an unsportsmanlike foul as well. Well, it's lobbed into Walsh, who kisses it in off the glass. Another alley-oop. This time it's Lawton with the throwdown. Time running down. Steele has to shoot, gets it away, and strings the three on the buzzer. There's Mohammed in the corner, and he rattles in a three. Wang along the baseline, he elevates and he flushes with authority. Rebutted inside, and he rocks the rim. Chased out by Jameson, who's got to get back, and he doesn't get back, and once again, Wang is out in front. They won't catch him, and he'll hammer it home. Here's Lawrence, drives, kicks. Ogundenbi for three, knocks it down. Couldn't, on to Wang for three. Needed that. Paddy at Wang. Another offensive rebound for the Scorchers. Basket is good, and the blocking foul is called. Oh, give it to Wang and clear out, I think, is the play at the moment, and why not? Shot clock getting low. Steps back, he can get the three away, but it's way short. Lee with the rebound, Walsh in the open court, Wang chasing him back. Walsh finishes, and Manchester ahead. Robinson keeps it alive, the ball is loose, and Manchester Giants have won the game. What a tremendous victory for the Manchester Giants.
Well, look what it means to the players and the fans up in Manchester. This is only the third time they've won in this building this year.
This is your moment to shine like the pros and show that you've got the molten unbeatable move. Show us what you got. Upload your most incredible basketball move with the hashtag unbeatable for a shot at winning some amazing prizes. The clock is ticking and the shot clock is running. Get those cameras rolling and hashtag unbeatable. Click the link in the bio for details.
Guy.
Well, if you got some Josh Sharma moves in you, that would be pretty unbeatable as well. If you can, me and you, maybe we should. Which one of us is jumping and which one of us is catching, though, Ro, on the old alley-oop? But he's been doing it at both ends of the floor here, Josh Sharma.
I think we'd both get the blooper reel down, I'll tell you that. But Josh Sharma is certainly a strong candidate for getting some of those unbeatable moves. He's been doing it all year, and he's, a fan favourite.
Well, a reminder of the results this week. What a great game that was in Manchester, beating the Scorchers by 2. London were here on Friday night. They won that one by 7. Great win for Andreas Kapoulas and the Flyers on the road at Newcastle. And Cheshire also on the road today, winning at Sheffield. Last game of the weekend is in East Kilbride at 6 o'clock on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Manchester in town to take on the Caledonia Gladiators. But right here at the Copper Box, we're ready to get things back underway. And it's the Leicester Riders who trail by 12 who will get us underway. A little mid-range from McKenzie off the mark.
It's difficult as well. Look, it's the first play of a long second half, but the sooner that the Leicester Riders can string together some consistent scores here and put more pressure on the London Lions, the greater chance they've got.
Well, here's the chance with Thomas stealing the ball, and he'll run it back for a jam.
Wow, it's Myron Thomas, and he deserves the first score of the second half because he had a stellar first half. 9 points personal, 4 rebounds for him in the first half. That takes him to 11 points for today's game.
Well, I think somebody just got their phone knocked out of the hand there with the ball coming back. Let's hope they had a case on it. You wouldn't want a cracked screen. Charge it to Tariq Phillip, I think.
21st century problem there, Dan,
yeah,
isn't
it is very much.
The smartphone era.
Didn't happen in 1987 in the first year of the British Basketball League, that's for sure. Here's Morgan doing great work for the Lions.
Conor Morgan just showing his versatility inside, outside, and that almost looked effortless for him.
Everything looks effortless.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For him, to be fair. Here's Walker. He does shoot the odd 3. That one was way off right. Morgan again looking to penetrate. Finds Conor Morgan for 3, and he shoots more than the odd 3. He knocks him down with regularity too.
That's the last guy you want stepping into a 3-point shot. If you're in the Leicester Riders camp, that will be as easy as that easy layup he had the play before.
Yeah. Here's Walker out to Lowell. Block! What a huge block that was. Sam Decker chasing to the corner to throw that out.
Incredible play there from Sam Decker, but unfortunately it's the Leicester Riders error. It's a poor pass from Mo Walker. TJ Lal has to sort of reach behind him to catch it, and what it does is it gives Sam Decker that split second longer. His 6'9" frame comes over and blocks the shot.
Well, there's another block, but Thomas gets it back. Shot clock is low. Holmes is going to have to heave it, gets it away on the buzzer, and it doesn't go.
Jaron Holmes, another open 3, just cannot convert.
Here's Decker looking for an offensive play, and he's knocking down the 3.
Sam Decker just feeling good now. Both ends of the floor, gets that big block. Now, on the other end of the floor, gets a 3 to extend this lead to 18.
And this was the thing you said earlier, is Lowell from the corner for 3 much needed points. When you're down 8, 9, 10, 11, it doesn't take much to suddenly look up and go, oh no, we're 18 down.
Against the best team in the league.
Against this team, yeah. Morgan along the baseline, and Leicester only their 3rd made 3 of the contest on that last one. And Leicester averaged 10 makes a game This is great save, and then he got himself back into court, and when the ball came his way, he had the move to finish it.
Just active as well, and look at this one, stepping into this one. He is a...
Well, he's done it again. He's just hit another three while we were looking at that replay. Conor Morgan just stepped into another three, and Leicester in a big hole. Here's Thomas. Chance for London to push it to 20. Here he is again. There goes that man again. Another three for Conor Morgan, and he's putting Leicester to the sword once again.
Well, it's Conor Morgan, the guy that keeps inflicting pain on this Leicester Riders team game after game. Pops up for these big performances, and the smile on the faces will show. He's having fun out there.
Well, Conor Morgan just loves playing against Leicester. This was the last two. That was the one from the inbound, and then this one that forced the timeout. And he is now 5 for 6 from behind the arc for 21 points. And I say Leicester will be glad not to, if they never see him again the way he shot against them this season, wouldn't they?
Well, he's a high caliber player, and often he goes under the radar because you've got, NBA caliber players on this roster also. But Conor Morgan, he's a Canadian international. He played in the ACB for 4 years. I mean, ACB, top league in Spain, regarded as the best league outside of the NBA. He's a player who's played at so many different levels as well, and competitions in Commonwealth and the FIBA World Cup. So I think he's a battle-tested, proven professional with an immense amount of talent. And you sprinkle him in this roster who is loaded. Sometimes you look at this and think, this is a juggernaut. How do you beat these guys? But it's been done this year. But Conor Morgan, certainly a player who has that ability to pop up and turn a game on its head at any moment.
But if my mental maths is right, he is 14 of 21 from the three-point line against Leicester, so shooting 67% from three-point range with 14 makes. As I say, if Coach Bojic wants to sit him down for the rest of the game, I don't think you'll get any argument from the Leicester fans who've made it the trip down south today. Well, he's tried to lob him there, and the way Lowell hit the deck, it looked like there might have been a foul, but there was nothing doing. It's just an out of bounds.
Yeah, strange, and referee had a really good look at that. He was well placed. Look at this. Yeah, it certainly looked like a grab, and
it's a foul. I don't know how you don't call that a foul, but it hasn't been. Here's Phillip driving in to the rim, and that's certainly a foul, and it has been called. It'll be an and one.
Tariq Phillip, he knew as soon as he got past his defender and the defender was on his hip, he knew it was a basket. You see him sort of skipping to the rim there. Nice strong finish.
And this one has really gotten away from Leicester here at the start of the third quarter. That is, well, I was about to say the 17th. It's not. It's just London have 16 points here, 16-5 start to this quarter. McKenzie trying to get 3 back. That is short.
They had 16 the whole of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Already got it in the third quarter.
And that's what they can do to you with the offense that they have. And Morgan again to the free throw line. He beats so many people on that first quick step.
He really does, and uncharacteristic miss there as well. Usually when he gets that close, right and left hand, he's really good with both hands. And he knows that it was a shot he ordinarily makes. But this is where they're at the moment. London Lions have carved themselves such a healthy lead. They can just laugh at those misses. You know, it's not a, you look at the other end of the floor when Leicester Riders miss. They're very different reactions to those of the London Lions currently.
Well, it's an unusual spot for Coach Rob Paternostro to be in. You have to go back really probably to the second season at Leicester to find the last time they were this low down in the table, and even then I don't think they had as much turnover in the roster. Here's Morgan again for 3. No, he's missed one. Obviously he's got Teddy Buckets, as his nickname is, coming. Teddy Allen. They're hoping he's going to be able to save the day for the Leicester Riders, but they need to find some wins coming. Obviously, we've got the trophy coming up in January, but Coach Rob Paternostro needs a few league wins on the board before we get there.
Well, what the league wins will do as well is it will instill belief and confidence in a team that have really struggled the last 7 games. They're 1-6, and at the moment looking at another L in the loss column. And as you say, Dan, this is an organisation as well that are not used to losing very much, let alone being so far down in the table. You know, a Leicester Riders, if they finish 2nd, 3rd or 4th, it's considered a poor season.
Well, he's had a lot to work with, work through, sorry. But he'll be hoping to work with Alan this week. Alan not here today, although he did land in the country yesterday, presumably. A little bit of jet lag to try and get acclimatized to the time over here, but Leicester will be hoping he can hit the ground running next week when he makes his debut. Thomas on the line there as he tried to save it. That will be a London ball. Morgan for 3, strings it.
Well, there's usually only ever one result from that. Off that screen, wide open. So natural in the curl off the screen and jump shot as well for Matt Morgan.
Thomas going to work. Takes the foul, he will shoot 2.
Well, they've been getting to the free throw line. They're 8 for 12 currently. Excuse me, 9 for 13, so 69%, so not blistering by any means when compared to London Lions, who are 15 for 16 from the free throw line at 93%.
London making a double substitution with Sharma and Quealy returning. I was about to say, and as a player, how difficult is it to go through this sort of spell? I'm trying to think now. Would you have had a spell like this in your career? You were pretty successful. You didn't lose too many games.
Yeah, I had a pretty good run in the British Basketball League. My rookie year, though, with my colleague Drew Lasker, we had a pretty tough time of it. Yeah,
in Plymouth,
that was Plymouth Raiders. Yeah, we'd missed the playoffs, but no, my time at Leicester Riders was nothing but winning, and we won a lot of trophies, and it was fantastic. We had a down year the year I blew my knee, and we had some injuries in the roster, which again, but we'd finished 2nd or 3rd. It wasn't, you know,
and you were obviously not playing, so that was the reason they were losing those games.
Well,
but you and Lasker played in the team and didn't make the playoffs. I don't remember that.
In Plymouth, yeah, my
I
rookie
must have blocked that
year
out of my memory.
Yeah, we did as well, Dan.
Yeah. I'm going to have to bring that up with Lasker next time I see him. Would have thought you two in the pick and roll as Philip hits. Weren't you two in the pick and roll, surely?
Yeah,
surely.
It was one of those ones where it was a tough old year. You got to have the right pieces, Dan, you know?
Yeah. So who else was on that team? It's stolen away again. Just run this one back, Philip.
Oh, it's easy, too easy. They pick this pocket and then gets the layup to go. A lot of players that I don't think you'd remember. You'd know
I remember everything.
Anthony Martin.
Anthony Martin as well. Wow, speed in the backcourt.
Yeah, but those are probably the 3 players that you would know. Tino Valencia, 1 year.
Okay.
Terry Horton. Matthew Hillary.
Yeah.
Jamie Birchall.
Well, Ant and I will reminisce over Plymouth teams of yore while you take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Copper Box, where the Leicester Riders in a massive hole here against the London Lions. And it doesn't look a happy place to be. They're sat on the Riders bench right now. Dowood blocked by Sharma and kept in play by Morgan.
Wow, it's just rubbing salt in the wounds, isn't it, when you're struggling to shoot the ball anyway, and then you've got a 7-footer blocking shots. Josh Sharma, perfect timing.
Queeley off the pass from Nelson can't convert. Russell, room for three. Followed by Dowu, hammers it in.
And that's the difference there. Good ball movement there from the Leicester Riders, but Josh Sharma was out on the perimeter contesting that three-point shot, which then leaves the London Lions exposed in the middle, and Samuel Dowu takes full advantage of it, dunking that one back.
And he's got his hands on the ball, Dowu, to steal that away. Bowman trying to thread the needle. Oh, did that not come off a foot? Apparently not, but here's Sharma laying it in. Wow, you can see Bowman still arguing with the referee that that was a kickball.
You see that? That's why size can be so impactful and such an advantage in basketball. Josh Sharma just sort of tips the ball to himself, and with all the will in the world, Connor Washington couldn't get anywhere close to it.
Well, I think referee Williams is explaining the kickball wasn't a deliberate. There's the follow from Dowu. It might have come off his foot, but it's not a deliberate kick, I think was the general gist of that conversation. I just thought if you gained an advantage from it. Dowu creates a little room for the shot, but misses it. Queeley inside to Sharma. Sharma spinning. Oh, that will count. He'll go to the line for a bonus.
I think Josh Sharma's just as surprised as Dowu for the continuation there. Now, there's the foul. So the foul to me was on the floor, which should be an end line out of bounds. But I think it's doesn't do too much for the scoreline at the moment as Josh Sharma gets the three-point play to go.
Yeah, it's the difference between 28 and 31 isn't going to do any damage anywhere along the line, I don't think. Here's Washington trying to get those three back, and he does.
Oh, Connor Washington, instant. Doesn't need a lot of time or space to get that shot off.
Push off there from Nelson. He's not happy about it, but the fact that he turned round and was halfway through his argument suggests he knew what was coming.
Good defense, though, from Russell. Puts his body in between the player and the basket.
There's a foul called off the ball as Queeley is trying to deny Blake Bowman any room.
Good to see, though, two young British talents going at it. Of course,
Two East Midland kids, Leicester against Derby right there.
Yeah. They've got their own little rivalry going on.
Indeed. Here's Russell, a Londoner himself, finding a Dowu for two.
Good look there, and Dowu's been positive as well in this second half.
Good pass from Nelson to Sharma underneath. They've not been able to stop Sharma, really. His poor shooting percentage has been his own misses, really, hasn't it? And he's got the rebound half the time. Holmes gets his shot changed by Sharma again. Kaboza up in the air looking for some help. Finds Sandy in the corner. Here's Sharma again. Gives it back to Sandy. And that's pulled off the ring by Dowu. Dowu's going to let the three-pointer go. Rebound by Russell. Washington back iron. And this time London come away with it. Sharma to Nelson, round the screen. Top of the key, fires it up, little short. Doe with the rebound. Shot clock is off. Last attempt here for Leicester. Of a third quarter that's seen London blow this one wide open and really run away from the Riders. Here's Russell trying to get to the basket. Got the shot away, but couldn't get it to go. And London have scored 30 plus, and they are well clear here at the end of the three. Plenty for Rob Paternostro to talk about. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the Copper Box, where London are in cruise control here against the Leicester Riders.
Ready to get underway as London Lions have possession.
Oh, Nelson. Whoa, Sharma's thrown it away. Leicester come up with it. Bowman. That was the scruffy looking start to the fourth quarter. Good hands from Nelson to bat that away.
Well, I think it's safe to say that this game is out the reach of the Leicester Riders, but I think when you're a team that are going through a barren period, especially in the wins, you've got to play little wins and anything that's going to spark a season. And Coach Paternostro, of course, they've got reinforcements, and you've got to look at the positions of these two clubs as well. Leicester Riders, depleted. This is a club with 3 import spots left.
Is it 3 or 4?
Maybe 4, yeah.
It's 4.
Maybe 4. So, significantly undermanned and in terms of talent as well as quantity. And his Luke Nelson there hits a 3. That'll be a positive sign for the London Lions, because, again, he's a guy that's been absent the last couple of games due to concussion protocol. But this Leicester Riders team, we call this a rivalry, but it's more so of a David and Goliath at this moment in time. When you look at the resources and the players that the London Lions have, it's quite a big difference in where these two organisations are at this moment in time.
Well, it's an interesting rivalry, because it does actually go all the way back to the Milton Keynes days, and when the Lions were based up there, and Leicester and the Lions used to play in the same trophy, the trophy format in sort of 15, 20 years ago, was they played all the group stages at the beginning of the season, and the groups were geographical, so they would play each other every year, basically, in the group. And obviously, when you played the same team and they were of a similar sort of level, there was quite a grudge built up between the two. And then you got players moving back and forth. Robert Youngblood, who's the assistant coach of the Lions, now played for both teams. And then guys like Yorick Williams also went back and forth. Mike New, players of that. So the genesis of the rivalry sort of goes back to that. And then obviously Leicester became the preeminent team in the league, and the Lions were a bit further down, and it maybe went off the boil a bit. And then they've obviously played in the last two playoff finals, which has been a big key to sort of, it's when you and your rival are at the same level is when it's of the most excitement. And it's clear to see this will be 3-0 now to the Lions, that they're at slightly different tables right now.
Yeah, and it hasn't been that way over the last several years. It's been neck and neck in some instances, and I even remember Andrew Sullivan, former GB international, going from us Leicester Riders to London Lions too, which even further ignited that rivalry.
That was the point really where the Lions started to shift in terms of their level of expectation, if you like. They obviously made the playoff final that year with Sullivan in it. They got beat by Newcastle at the O2 in that one. But that was the point, and then obviously Justin Robinson comes in and London won the league, and I think Leicester were third that year. Were they third or second? And then obviously they've been 1 and 2 or thereabouts in the last couple of years. But this not that for the Leicester Riders. But the one thing about the Riders fan base, a lot of you'll know, having played there, a lot of people have been around for an awfully long time, and many of them will tell you of the barren years before the last 15 years. Leicester were more often than not at the bottom end of the table rather than the top. The sort of, if you go back to from 1967 when Leicester were founded to now, the last 15 years have been the anomalous rather than the trend. But Rob Paternostro will be wanting to get his team back up to that level, no doubt about it. And as we've already talked about, they've got a new signing in Allen that they will hope gives them an immediate boost.
Well, that's why I don't write them off. I don't think this is an end of an era for the Leicester Riders. Rob Paternoster's won 17 titles throughout his tenure at the Leicester Riders, and at the moment the resources they have are depleted. So you give a guy like that, a future Hall of Famer in my opinion, more resources, then the gap closes closer and closer. And you know, and I respect London to a degree as well, and they've treated this game like the rivalry is still very much there. They want to have a bigger psychological hold over this Leicester Riders team for if there is a period of time where there are playoffs or the playoff finals even, you know, that they've got that advantage.
Well, that one deflected away out of bounds, and that will remain a London ball with only 2 seconds to work with in the shot clock. But you would say this has been the most comfortable of the 3 games that the two teams have played this season.
Yes, and look, it's part and parcel. London Lions have played very well today, but it's also, this Leicester Riders roster is very different to the first fixture that we had between these two teams.
Oh yeah, Leicester were probably a little unfortunate not to go into the fourth quarter of that first game with a slightly bigger cushion and couldn't withstand the fourth quarter charge that London had. But in that game, they were led by, I mean, Asbury had a tremendous game for that. Pinson was still there. Bridges was still there for Leicester. So it's a different lineup from that first meeting, although I think it was Russell's first game when London went to the Morningside Arena the second time around. So it's the same lineup as that. And Leicester kind of hung on for a bit longer than they have done today.
I think what helps as well is the continuity. When you look at the roster for the London Lions, you're Queeley, Tariq Phillip, Sam Decker, Luke Nelson, Josh Sharma, Cabosa. They will know what it is of this rivalry because they've played a part in it. They've been at the O2 Arena where they've played and battled against the Leicester Riders. So I think that sort of, again, reignites to the new guys as well. This is a real rivalry, and this is something we got to put to bed before it gets to those stages where it did last year.
Well, the other thing is, obviously, in the games that London have lost in recent weeks. There's times where you've got a team hanging about, like the Caledonia game last week, week before last week, where actually London didn't put Caledonia away when they probably had a chance earlier on in the game, and then Caledonia made them pay for it. So London have learnt from that and said, well, we need to make sure when we're on top we take advantage of it.
Yeah, agreed. And again, this performance from them has been professional. It's been one focused, and you know, you mentioned as well the players that aren't here today. Jordan Taylor's their starting point guard, and he creates so much for so many of these individuals on this squad, and he's absent from play today.
He sat on the baseline, enjoying watching on and applauding his team. That's a very comfortable shot there. Phillips stepping into another three-pointer.
Tyreek Phillips, 17 points personal now for him.
Well, Leicester just 4 of 20 from the three-point line. So you look at that, it's 24 points difference just on that stat alone for the same virtually number of takes. Oh, great block. It falls to McKenzie, though, can't get it off in time, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Super defensive play from Sandy.
Oh, Kieran Sandy's got over there really quickly, so long.
Well, they trudge off into a timeout. Leicester will be back with the conclusion of this game after this. Welcome back to the Copper Hut box. Best seats in the house there. You've got Jordan Taylor and Mo Sholawati and Dante Grantham, Remy Uday enjoying life on the baseline there, watching. No popcorn. I'm a bit disappointed with that.
They're working. They're not playing, but they're working. They're observing and admiring their team's performance today, because their team's performance has been one of focus today and execution.
Offensive foul called off the ball for a moving screen. Well, this will be victory for London, but currently going on up in East Kilbride, Caledonia with a little lead, 7-4. They lead the Manchester Giants. You can watch that one on the British Basketball League YouTube channel as well. See if they can keep their streak going. Manchester in action again on Thursday night. Bristol Flyers in town. They had a great game in Manchester on Thursday. These two teams actually had a really good game up at Manchester earlier in the season. Then our Sky Sports game next Friday, Leicester in action. They should have their new signing, Teddy Allen, in the lineup. Caledonia and Patrick Whelan in town Make sure you join us for that. 7:30 on air on Sky Sports with a tip-off of 7:45. Here's Bowman, step back three. Misses everything. Caboza, well, he wasn't quite sure what he was going to do there. I think he wanted to throw the alley-oop.
Yeah, I think the defense was equal to it then.
Mo Walker with a good finish. This will be London's 67th victory all-time over Leicester. Only 3 times have they ever beaten the Riders by more than 30. Their record is 35, and that goes back to the Milton Keynes days. 2003-04 season, beat them 106-71. The old Bletchley Leisure Centre. You ever play at Bletchley?
I didn't know. No.
You didn't miss much. It rocked in there, to be fair, but it wasn't the biggest place, as Russell gets all the way to the basket but can't convert.
I remember playing in the warehouse, though. The converted warehouse of Milton Keynes.
Oh, right. Yeah, indeed. I remember that one. Well, we're getting to the stage of the game where we need to pick a player of the game. You can vote on the in the chat in YouTube. Let us know who you think the player of the game is. Oh, that one got a friendly bounce. They enjoyed that. It could be one of those two guys there standing up that gets your vote. Ant's obviously got a decision to make, but I always think with London, if you just say Morgan at this stage, you've usually got a reasonable shout.
Yeah, I think that's right. Morgan's definitely in pole position for player of the game.
Well, for Leicester, these last 2 minutes could be running clock. They'd be happy enough. We'll skip the shout, just get into the get straight onto the bus. I think here's Mo Walker out running the break. And Leicester to 60 at least. Not quite. Yes, there it is. I was just checking I hadn't gone ahead of myself, but it's a team with a lot of offensive prowess over the years, just about scraping to 60 as London continue to run riot.
The London Lions having fun. Luke Nelson making back-to-back threes. And well, this is a Riders team that averaged 90 points per game this year, Dan. You comment on how it's been difficult for them to scrape together 60. And of course, again, we've mentioned this, that the roster's changed quite significantly. A lot of points production is now no longer with this team, but perhaps a remedy in their recruitment of Teddy Allen, known for his scoring. Will he be the solution to the Riders' deficit here? Time will tell.
Well, it'll certainly bring something, you should imagine, and we'll be able to see it on Sky Sports next Friday. What should be his home debut is Bowman's 3 run short. Final minute of the game. London about to set their record by the looks of it. Their biggest ever win against Leicester. Or maybe not, because Nelson stepped out of bounds. 35 is the margin. Leicester will presumably just try and get a quick score and then let London dribble it out. It might be one more offense either way. Step back 3 from Russell is off the mark. Leicester get the ball back. Washington fires up the 3. That doesn't go. Adowu is fouled, and he might get 3 the old-fashioned way.
Well, the old-fashioned way is really the only thing that was been working for the Riders in terms of three-point play.
Well, tough night for Rob Paternostro and co. This is likely to be the second biggest defeat for anybody this season. London beat Manchester by 39. The only other game in the 30-point margin was Sheffield's win over Newcastle. Discount Caledonia's results in Europe against Bilbao. Out the back door, here's Sharma for three, rubbing salt in the Leicester wounds.
Well, there's the 100-point mark, and you know, the fans will love that. See the players on the bench jumping up and down.
And they just need to get into the front court, so it's not a 8-second violation, but they will dribble it out. London Lions have their biggest ever win against the Leicester Riders. They've won this one by 38, and they really just ran away with it in the second half.
Yeah, they did, Dan, and you even saw the whole demeanor of a lot of the players change in the third quarter. It went from being very serious and really focused to still focused but having fun. You saw smiles on the faces of the London Lions, which would indicate that this wasn't much of a competition for them today. And they know that they're the top dogs and back to winning ways in the British Basketball League.
And Conor Morgan only played 19 minutes in the game, but did enough, Ant, for your player of the game.
He did. I thought he was excellent. I think this, when you look at games and dissect games, there's points in games where it dictates whether you win or lose. And there's a point of the game where Conor Morgan really changed the landscape of this game. Inside move there. It's easy to but this one, stepping into this three-point shot. This was a point of the game where Leicester Riders were really vulnerable as well. After the halftime break, London Lions jumped on them straight away, and they were led by their front man there, Conor Morgan.
Well, he only took 9 field goals. He scored 21 points. You can't get much more efficient than that.
No, if you're going to do a job, do it well and do it in half the time if you can, and Conor Morgan certainly did that.
Well, an excellent performance from him, and an excellent performance up and down the roster from the London Lions. All smiles for the cameras for them as they have routed their old rivals, the Leicester Riders here. And for the Riders, well, they just have to lick their wounds, regroup, and hope that Teddy Buckets lives up to his nickname.
I think so, Dan. This is be very difficult watch for some of the players and the fans. But what it does is, when you're a player, sometimes you learn the most from your heavy defeats. The cut it cuts you even deeper, and it long lasts, and you remember and you get better from it. So this is a type of defeat which could prove a positive in the Leicester Riders season.
Big difference in the stats. 15 of 25 three-point shots at one end of the floor, 4 of 23 at the other end of the floor. So that's 33 points difference in a 38-point game.
Just to put that into context, Dan, Leicester Riders shoot 48% from the field goal, and you know they were so far down on their three-point shooting today. Usually a 38.8% shooter team. So yeah, the numbers were just way off for them, and it showed in the game. That's how you come away with big losses like this.
Well, let's have a reminder of all of the results in the British Basketball League this weekend. A win for Manchester on Friday, London and Bristol on Friday night. Sorry, the Manchester game was Thursday. They're underway in Caledonia. The Gladiators have an early lead, but the Lions and the Phoenix both with big wins here already today. Let's have a look at the British Basketball League table, obviously with one game still to go, but Cheshire enhancing their place in second at the moment, but they're all chasing down the London Lions. Leicester, a 10th loss of the season. Still some work to do, but there are some teams above them. If they can get a win or two on the board, that will be able to close the gap on, and that will be what Rob Paternostro and his team will be hoping, that they can just get a little bit of momentum and get things going.
Yeah, there's a lot of season left. You know, yes, there'll be a break here in January for the British Basketball League trophy play, but what that break can do for some teams, it can unite, increase team chemistry, ready for the latter stages of the season.
Well, Conor Morgan slapping fives and signing autographs. So too Matt Morgan, both of them out there, and an excellent performance from those pair, and a great win for the London Lions. Don't forget, you can flip over to Caledonia against Manchester now. But for Ant, I'm Daniel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.